Hello, it's Karen here, Kezina, and I'd like to apologise for taking so long in doing another video, and I apologise if I've got any messages on YouTube. I haven't actually switched my laptop on, honestly, I swear, on my little cat's paws. I haven't switched my laptop on since before the 1st of January. So I've no idea what awaits me, and if anybody has been kind enough to inquire about me, thanks very much, but I don't know yet, but I'm kind of hoping. But yeah, I've been really busy. Just after Christmas I had my sisters staying with me and my niece and nephew, and that was lovely. I had been doing some working before Christmas as well, and I started working full-time last week. I did a whole week last week, and I'm due to do a full week this week as well, and thereafter I'm doing some agency work at the moment, but I'm just waiting to be taken on as permanent staff in exactly the same place I'm doing agency. So and the job is I'm really enjoying the job I'm doing. It's just quite irregular hours. It's actually about time, it must be about 20 past 10, and I've only been in about 15 minutes at the moment, so I thought I must come and do this video, and just to catch up with anybody that kind of watches me a bit, and just say hi really, and touch base, as they say, touch base with you all. But I'm fine, really, I'm fine, and I haven't done any gaming or anything though, can you believe it? Apart from when my niece and nephew have been here, I've had to suffer Super Mario World endlessly, you know, despite trying to persuade them to play something else. You know, managed to stick on a racing game on the Xbox very briefly, but it doesn't really wash with them. It's like, can we play Super Mario again? Okay. And then, mind you, do you know what? This is how good they are. Well, my niece, she's up to World 8 in Super Mario. Can you believe it? I mean, I can barely get my way through World 1, and she's now in World 8. It's amazing. She's only 6. So serious gaming competition there, I think. Well, actually, I can't do platforms, as you know, to save my life, but gosh, it's quite fascinating watching her, actually, you know, very good. So anyway, I'm digressing an awful lot, but I just thought I'd explain where I've been, what I've been doing. And I have been picking up a few games. I've not been to hardly any charity shops. I don't think any of my pickups, no they don't, I've got no pickups at all from charity shops. Charity shops have been sort of by the wayside for me, because I've just been working and family stuff really, and I haven't had a chance. But I have managed to go into CEX, and that's where most of my pickups have come from. I'm going to do them in the order that I got them. I got some before Christmas, and I picked up some about a week ago, and then I picked up 2 today. So I'm going to show you what I picked up. Let's see, I picked up a rake of, pardon me, I picked up a rake of PlayStation 2, well I say a rake, a few-ish PlayStation 2 games from CEX in Sutton. The first one I got, now I've looked at all these very briefly, but they're the only ones I've actually looked at. None of the other games I've put in, played, anything, but these ones I have all put in. And the first one I picked up, and it was only 80 pence, and I know it's poo and everything, but it's June, and you know, it's one of those games where you know it's not going to be any good, and I have played a bit of it, and it isn't very good. You know, Dune 2 was like a real-time, what do you call it, real-time strategy? I always get it wrong, you know. Anyway, with the little cannons going around, and I remember playing that back on the Amiga, and it was brilliant. And Dune, the first one on the Amiga, was all right. It's actually better than this, but I kind of wanted it. Do you know what I mean? It's Dune. I like the. I didn't really like the film, to be honest, but I did read a couple of the books many years ago, and I loved all the story of the families and the spice and everything. So I'm one of those people, you know, I just had to pick it up. It's like, I know it's going to be rubbish, but... So that's Dune. I picked up this other game called Demon Summoner, and that was 80p as well. And it's alright, actually. It's not brilliant. It's kind of a first-person shooter. Well, he seems to be armed with a crossbow. He was when I was playing. He's like a demon slayer. And he's going through all these corridors, a bit sort of Doom-like, really, except not as good. And it wasn't too bad, but I did think it took loads of crossbow shots to kill the monsters when I tried it. But I only played it for about 20 minutes or so, and I thought, oh, it's a bit, you know, I've shot him about 5 times and he's still not dead, but it's alright. So that was Demon Summoner. And another one I got, and I got this, it's Gaelic Games Hurling. Now, I've never seen this over here, and as you might know, I lived in Ireland for 13 years, and I remember when this came out in Ireland, and it certainly wasn't a pound, this and Gaelic football. And I'm not mad about Gaelic football, but I really like Gaelic hurling, and hurling is it's a bit like hockey, but men with attitude. How can I explain? I mean, they play with these kind of hockey sticks, and they have this ball, I think they call it a slitter, funny name, this hard ball, and they can knock it about on the grass, but they can also pick it up and hit it, and you've got like 2 goalposts at each end. Well, you would do, wouldn't you? You can tell I'm not sporty, and they look like rugby goalposts, really, but they have a goalie, but in hurling you have the option to hit the ball over the net, which you get 1 point, or you can go for a goal, which you get 3 points. And it's a great game. It's really, really fast. You know, if you've never seen a game of hurling, I can guarantee that you'd enjoy it. And it's really aggressive, and they really get at each other on the pitch. You know, they'd be whacking each other around the head with the hurley sticks and elbows, and there's an awful lot of red cards and stuff like that. And it's really big in Ireland. Well, it's their national sport, isn't it? So that's the reason why I picked up Gaelic Games Hurling. I did have a little go at this, and it didn't play that well, but saying that, you're talking about, you know, again, sort of 15-20 minutes go, and I didn't read the instructions, so what do I expect? It's a sports game, you know, and a lot of sports games you do have to kind of persevere with, what I do, to be any good, and I certainly will give it a go, because I really do like hurling. So that's why I picked that up. I also picked this up in a moment of madness, paid £4.50, and it's called Seven Sins. Now, the reason I picked this up is, I don't know if anyone remembers, but they were going to bring out this game on the Xbox 360 called This Is Vegas, and it got cancelled, and I'd had me beadies on this game, you know, when I'd heard about it, and they kept mentioning it, and there was like reviews on it and everything, and then at the last minute it got cancelled, and it just piqued my interest. It was kind of sounded a bit like slightly Grand Theft Auto-ish, except it was set in Vegas, and there was a lot of gambling in it, and you could dance in the clubs, and you could talk to women, and you could have fights, and it just sounded like a really good concept for me. It did anyway. I really liked the sound of it. When I heard it was cancelled, I was like, oh, because I would have bought it. And I saw this, Seven Sins, and I have heard of this before, I've seen it before, and I thought, that sounds a bit like This Is Vegas, only it's old and on the PlayStation 2. Well, I couldn't have been more wronger. That sounds right, London, doesn't it? I couldn't have been more wronger. I'm a bit excitable, aren't I, at the moment? I think I'm a bit hyper. It's really crap. It's, I don't know, it's really misogynistic, if that's a word. Oh, you're this guy, and you know, you can chat women up, and you have these options to chat women up, right? And it's like, do you say something, say for example, it's like you've got, and you only have like two choices. It's like, how are you, or can I grope you? And then you kind of have this training at the beginning, and the woman you're training with is called Miss Dummy. It just doesn't sound right. When I saw that, I thought, Miss Dummy, that's a bit insulting, isn't it? You know, and I know she's meant to be a sort of a dummy that you're trying out on, but I don't think they mean it like that. You know what I mean? It's like, women are dumb. And then it proceeds, he's in a shop, and he can wee on pot plants, and if this was Saints Row, it'd be funny, but it's not in this. It actually comes over as really offensive, and I'm in two minds what to do with this game. I don't know whether to get rid of it or just stick it on my pile because I'm a collector, which I probably will do, even though I shall look at it with scorn. So that's Seven Sins. I don't recommend anyone buying it. It's horrible, and like, I'm not a right-on feminist. Believe me, trust me, I'm not. But it really does, it just annoys me. It's really offensive. So that's Seven Sins. I picked up Headhunter for £1. I picked up the second Headhunter on the Xbox some time ago, and I really enjoyed playing that. This one's a bit dated, I have to say, but I enjoyed what I played a bit, and it's Headhunter, man, it's good. I also picked up, now this, my God, I paid £1 for this, right? And I've got the second one, but funny enough I didn't have the first one, and I never say this right. Drakengard, I've got the second one. Well, I played this, and honestly, I've only played about 3 hours of this, and I would have played a lot more, except I haven't had the time. Well, £1, I'd have paid £10 for this. It's absolutely brilliant, man. It's really good. You start off and you're kind of fighting all these guys, and you know, I kind of like the old hack and slash thing, but you're fighting all these guys, and then you meet up with this dragon that's chained up, and then you get to fly on the dragon and shoot other dragons, and it's just, but the controls are really good, because I'm rubbish. It's almost like a flight sim, which I'm rubbish at, but on a dragon. But this is done so well, and I highly recommend this game. Honestly, if you see this game, pick it up and play it, because it's really good. And £1, I just think that's, you know, it's so cheap. So I was really pleased to find that. Then I was in CEX another time, and I just picked up 2 Xbox 360 games which I haven't played, and the first one's an old one. I suppose it's classed as an oldie but a goodie, and I've never played it, and everyone says it's better than the second one, and it's brilliant, and there's loads of orbs to pick up, and you can jump onto buildings, and yeah, it's great, cell shading and blah 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 blah. But I've never played it, as I said, and it's Crackdown, and it was only £2. I wish it hadn't come in the classic cover. The actual disc isn't a classic disc, but it came in a classic cover, which is a bit of a bummer. But £2, can't complain, and I am looking forward to putting that in and playing it when I get a chance. I also picked this up. It's £4. Star Ocean: The Last Story. The last Star Ocean I played was on the PlayStation 1, which I still have that game, and I really enjoyed it. I never finished it, but I did enjoy it. I think you had the option of playing as 2 people, if I remember. Anyway, I know this is not considered like a brilliant RPG, but for £4 I think it was worth a punt, and you know, I do like my RPGs, and I might enjoy it, so I thought I'd give that a go. And then last week I went back to CEX, and I don't know, maybe because it was after Christmas, excuse me, but they just seemed they were actually pricing the games when I was in the shop, and everything seemed cheaper, and I picked up 4 games, and I know for a fact that I'd seen 2 of them a lot dearer, and the first one I picked up, now the cover is a bit ratty, to be honest. There's nothing wrong with the disc or the manual, but it was the only one in the shop, and it was £5, and it was Prototype, and they've been selling this for £12. So when I saw it for £5, I thought I've got to get that, because it gets really, really good reviews. This, I've not played it as I said, but it's got great reviews, and it's considered a really good game. I mean, they bought out Prototype 2, haven't they? So that doesn't always follow. Just because they bought out a sequel, it doesn't always mean it was brilliant, but I mean, sometimes it does. In this case, I think in this case, because it was popular, they bought out another one, which is meant to improve on this, but I'm very much looking forward to playing Prototype, and I thought for £5 I thought that was great. I also found this. Now, I'd had me beadies on this game. Before I picked up Skyrim, I was debating whether to get this or Divinity, and I picked up Divinity in the end. I think Divinity was £12.99 or £14.99, something like that, and this was around the same price. I can't remember if it was £12.99 or £14.99, but it's Dungeon Siege 3, and it was going for £6, and I thought, blimey, that's really cheap as well. And excuse me, I have played the demo of this. I'm sure I played the demo of this, unless I'm going mad. I really liked it. I think it was a bit of a dungeon crawler. I hope I'm not getting it mixed up with another demo I played, but I could have swore it was this, and I really enjoyed it. And the case, as I said, maybe that's why they're a bit cheaper. The case is a bit destroyed, but again, the disc, well, the cover's fine as well. The disc and the manual are in great condition, and I thought, well, £6 from £12.99 or £14.99 is great. I also picked this game up. It's £3, Brutal Legend. I don't know if I'm going to like it or not, but I thought for £3 it might be a bit of fun. I'm not really into rock music or anything like that. I don't mind Jack Black, he's quite funny, isn't he? But I thought I'd give it a go, and the graphic looks quite nice. And funny enough, I was in CEX today, just having a look briefly, and this was back to £5, and last week I picked it up for £3. So they are their prices seems to go up and down like a prostitute's knickers, really, don't they, in CEX? But there you go. And the last one I picked up in CEX was Dead or Alive, and it's an old game, Dead or Alive 4. And I paid £3 for that, and again the case is a bit ratty, so maybe that's why it was £3. I know it's quite an old game, but I do like my fighters, and I know that everyone goes on Dead or Alive, they always go on about the women's boobs in it bouncing up and down. Don't they? Anytime they mention anything like Dead or Alive, or they're the same people that did that beach volleyball, they always go, oh, the women's boobs in it. But do you know what I liked about this, and this is really sad, the manual is absolutely lovely by Temco. It's really gorgeous, and the manual is all, I don't know if you can see that, but the manual's all in colour, which I really appreciate, and it has every single character in it, and oh, wrong way, every single character, and lovely colour pictures, and I think that's really a nice little touch, and not enough game companies do that now with their manuals. You know, they're very sort of slapdash with them, and you know, you get the bare minimum of how to play the game, and you get a really bog standard manual. So I thought that was very nice, the manual in that. And then the other, I think this was last weekend, I picked this up. I was in it's like a cash converters shop, but it's not called that, near near me, and I picked up Resident Evil 4 for the Wii, and it was only £5, and they had 3 copies of this game, and 2 of them were £7 and this one was 5, and I thought, ooh, so I picked this up, and do you know what, I know when I got home, I know why it was £5 as opposed to 7. Nothing wrong with the disc. I've actually put this in just to check, because to make sure it was okay, and it's fine. And but the actual manual is not in English. It's actually in a very unusual language, which I don't know. It's not like your standard French or Spanish or what. I don't know what it's in, to be honest. But the manual is not in English at all. But the game has the option to be English, Spanish, etc. And you can play it in English, which is fine. And I seem to work out the bait. I only played a little bit where he goes into the house, jumps out the window and runs around for a bit. But I managed to work out the controls for that all right. So, shame the manual's not in English, but there you go. But I thought for a £5 that was pretty good. And then today I was in Sutton before I went to work, and I went into Cash Converters. Yeah, it is called Cash Converters, and I wish I'd had a bit more money on me. It's always the way. And they had 2 like cardboard boxes, and they had loads of games in them, and there were a lot of PS2 games going for £1. I didn't pick up any. I wanted to pick up a few. Some PS1 games, a few Dreamcast, and quite a few Sega Saturn games, and none of the Sega Saturn games were like sought after stuff. Now you're talking about Tomb Raider, which I have got. There was Virtua Fighter, there was Manx TT, I think, bike game, Wipeout, which I was deliberating whether to get. I think there was another one, another driving game, but I picked up Daytona USA. It was $2.99, and it's you know, disc is in there, great nick, and the manual's in there. They've stuck the sticker on the actual box. I hope it doesn't tear. But I was really pleased to find that, because you never find, well, I don't, I'd never find these sort of games that often. So I was really pleased to find a Sega Saturn game, and I wish I'd had a few more bob on me, because I would have picked up probably Wipeout and the Manx TT game, I think. Virtua Fighter I know you can pick up very easily, but that's what I picked up, $2.99. And I also picked this up, and when I picked this up I thought, well, that's a funny case, and I thought this is actually a Dreamcast game, Fur Fighters. I actually thought maybe it was like a pirate, you know, because sometimes you get the odd pirate disc. I've found a couple of them in the past. Because the case looks funny, but it's actually a promo disc of Fur Fighters. It's a promo, the promo copy, which I thought was really good, and the disc is in lovely condition. The manual is fine. Fur Fighters, I've never played it. I know it's not considered like uber great, but you know, people like it, and the graphics are quite cartoony, and it's meant to be quite violent and fun. So again, I paid $2.99 for it. They did have a couple of other Dreamcast games in there. One of them was Pro Pinball, which I would have picked up again. I actually like pinball on games. I can't even explain myself, but I like pinball games on consoles. Yeah, does that sound right? I've got a great one on the PS2, which suddenly the name has eluded me, but I like that. So I would have picked up that, but woulda, shoulda, coulda, couldn't, so I didn't. But I picked up Fur Fighters, so really pleased to have that, and hopefully this weekend, with a bit of luck, my cousin's coming over. I'm not working this weekend, hopefully. Cousin's coming over, and we're going to have a real gaming session. He's informed me that he's picked up Black Ops or something, Call of Duty Black Ops. Do you know he bought it when it came out, and he left it on the on the train. Can you believe it? He'd only had it about 2 days. He paid £54 for it. One dope. Anyway, he's picked it up again, so he loves the Call of Duty stuff. So I quite like watching him play them. I'm no good at them, but yeah. So hopefully there'll be a lot of gaming going on this weekend, and I'll hopefully be able to catch up on some of these games. So this has probably been a really long chat from me, and once again I'm sorry if you know I haven't been on YouTube for ages, and I'm going to go and switch the laptop on now, and if I've got any messages I will reply to them, I promise, and upload this video. And anyway, hopefully I will be doing a video sooner. I won't leave it as long as this, but you know what it's like, Christmas and everything, and starting a new job and the whole lot, so there you go. But anyway, thanks very much for watching. Bye.